Hi, my name is Lisa. I'm Hispanic and I am learning Spanish to surprise my family. And I'm using ChatGPT to do it. So that's the goal. Yesterday was my first day, and the homework was to just keep going over my phrases that I learned. So let's jump into it and see what the lesson is for today. All right, so it says, for your second day, let's start by recalling what you learned yesterday. Go through the phrases. Hola, me llamo Lisa, soy de Nueva Jersey, estoy aprendiendo español. And then it says practice these phrases a couple times without looking at it. So I'll say that to you. Hola, mi nombre es Lisa, soy de Nueva Jersey, estoy aprendiendo español. It was really cool because that was my lesson for yesterday, and I'm just posting this really for accountability, but I had someone reach out to me and say, they benefited a lot from having a tutor, and I really do benefit that I really do appreciate that feedback, and I'll benefit from it because I don't have anybody listening to me other than you guys. So my goal is to see how far I can make it without a tutor. So if you hear me pronouncing something incorrectly, or if there's some part of this that I need help understanding or you think I would benefit from, feel free to share it. But yeah, also sorry for the texts that are going to go off. Let me see if I can silence those. Okay, here we go. All right, so it says, do it one more time. Hola, me llamo Lisa. No, I think I said mi nombre. Yeah, hola, mi nombre es Lisa. Soy de Nueva Jersey. Estoy aprendiendo español. All right, so now it says, let's add some new phrases to your vocabulary. Repeat after me. ¿Cómo estás? Which, again, there's going to be some phrases in here that I'm going to probably know a little bit, but I think one of my issues is that, I'm so familiar with certain basic phrases that I've actually, not really registered them and logged, what they actually are. So this will be good because it explains what exactly those phrases are, and hopefully now, as I'm learning it in a lesson form, I'll retain it. All right, ¿cómo estás?, which is how are you. It says, remember, this is informal. Use ¿cómo está usted for formal situations. Okay, that's interesting. First question, what would categorize a formal situation? Is that meeting somebody I've never met before, or what? I wonder what you guys would say about that. But since I'll consider you all informal, I'll go with ¿cómo estás? All right, second phrase it introduces is estoy bien, gracias. I am fine, thank you. Third phrase is ¿cómo te llamas? What is your name? And then use ¿cómo se llama usted for a more formal context. Oh, man. Okay. Why does it switch to say? I wonder. ¿Cómo te llamas? ¿Cómo se llama usted for a more formal context? Okay. All right. We'll see. Mucho gusto. Nice to meet you. All right. ¿De dónde eres? Where are you from? Which dónde? No, what did I say? Hola, mi nombre es Lisa. Estoy de Nueva Jersey. So if someone said ¿de dónde eres?, I would say estoy de Nueva Jersey, right? Aha! Look what's happening. All right. ¿De dónde eres? Or ¿de dónde eres usted? No, ¿de dónde es usted for formal situation? Yo, we got to talk about this formal. I've heard formal and formal, but I'm not sure what all that means. All right. Soy de means I am from. So that's, okay. Soy de Nueva Jersey. If I had looked at phrase number 6, I probably would have put that all together. All right, and then it says, now practice saying these new phrases several times out loud. All right, ¿cómo estás? ¿Cómo está usted for formal? Estoy bien, gracias. Phrase number 2. Phrase number 3, ¿cómo te llamas? Or ¿cómo se llama usted? Phrase number 4, mucho gusto, nice to meet you. ¿Dónde te eres? Where are you from? De donde, no, I said phrase number 5 right. De donde eres? Where are you from? De donde es usted? De donde es usted for formal. And phrase number 6, soy de, I am from. All right, now obviously I'm gonna be practicing this off screen, but let's see what the rest of the lesson says. Okay, now let's put these phrases into practice. Imagine a conversation between two people. You can practice this yourself or with a friend. Here's the script. Well, since I'm doing this as a surprise, I'll have to practice it myself. However, if I can find somebody who could keep my secret, since my mom is my Spanish buddy, I can't tell her because I want to surprise her. I have to do it myself. So, okay. Hola, ¿cómo te llamas? Which means, how are you? And how are you informal? ¿Cómo se llama usted? It's formal. Hola, ¿cómo te llamas? Other person would say, me llamo Juan, y tú. That means and you, right? I think I just know that from other things. But that's an interesting thing. So it added a phrase that I don't think I've learned yet. So I might have to change the prompts here. Okay. Hola, ¿cómo te llamas? Me llamo Juan, y tú? Me llamo Lisa. Soy de Nueva Jersey. And then they say, mucho gusto, Lisa. And then I would say, ¿cómo estás? ¿Cómo estás? What does that mean? How are you? How are you? Other person, estoy bien, gracias, ¿y tú? Estoy aprendiendo español. So they asked me, how am I? And no. I asked them, how are you? They said, estoy bien, gracias, which I guess that means I'm fine. Again, bien means, I think, fine. Thank you. And you? Estoy, and I would say, I am learning Spanish. Okay. All right. So again, my whole thing is, can chat teach me this? Teach me conversational Spanish. And I wouldn't say that I'm not getting conversational phrases, but it's interesting because it's adding words that I don't think it's taught me yet. Maybe I just am forgetting from, I'm looking it over now, and so no. So I'm going to change the prompts because I want it to be just based on what it teaches me. Now, again, I know certain little things. So I'm going to change the prompts for tomorrow to make sure that it kind of narrows me in. But anyway, so it says to continue on, practice this dialogue repeatedly, try to memorize it. Okay, so I'll be doing that offline. And then my homework is 1, practice, use the new phrases you learned today, say them out loud. 2, create a dialogue, write out a short conversation between two people in your life using these phrases from today's lesson. Practice speaking, try to find someone to practice speaking the phrases with, and record yourself, review and repeat. Okay. All right, so that's the overview of the lesson. I'm not going to always practice this stuff in real time. Nobody wants a 20-minute video of that. But I'm going to be working on these. So hopefully by tomorrow, I'll have more of this to memory. I'm wondering how often it's going to introduce new things, or if it's going to have me just kind of repeat this and integrate different bits of the conversation, because there's probably going to be a point where I'm not going to be able to remember all of this if it just keeps introducing new vocabulary, but we'll see. We'll see. So that's my lesson. My phrases for today are ¿Cómo estás? Estoy bien, gracias. ¿Cómo te llamas? Mucho gusto. ¿De dónde eres? Soy de. So I'll be working on those, and I'll let you know how it goes tomorrow. All right. See you later.